A little bit of recruiting news. Tim's putting out top 30 2022 point guard Jalen Hood. Was that Schifino? Decommitted from Pitt and is high on Indiana and Mike Woodson. Plays for Montverde Academy. So you just had, obviously, a kid, Tamar Bates, come from he came from IMG, didn't he?
IMG.
Yeah, from IMG.
Yeah, Mount Verde. Yeah, but Mount Verde, that's where Cade Cunningham came from. That's the potential #1 draft pick. I think they didn't have the NBA draft yet, have they?
Nope. That's
potential.
Like June.
Yeah, he's a potential #1 draft pick. It's okay. You can close the door. Please close the door.
Let's see. 2022 is over. Says Michael Niehaus says 2022 is over one scholarship, yet we are still inviting kids for visits. What are your thoughts? Great. That's a great question for you. Because you don't know. You're not over because you don't know what the hell you're going to have with this transfer portal.
There you go. Bingo. And that's also setting aside. It's look, players have power. Players have platforms. They know they can. I mean, what was this? I saw. Oh yeah, it was a top player who committed to. Oh yeah, not Tamar Bates. What's the other Bates? Imani Bates. Right? Yes, he committed to Michigan State and decommitted, but it was verbal. It meant nothing. And all of a sudden now he's projected to play in the G League because he's not eligible to play in the NBA. But not to digress the point. But that sends a signal, people. And coaches at the college level, they're not going to sit back and wait on top talent. They're going to want everybody to know, hey, we're going after somebody in your position as well. You have to make the choice. You got to make the commitment. We're going to still recruit until you sign that national letter of intent. You don't sign, you commit, you say you want to come somewhere. Okay, great. We're still going to look for people in that position. Just like any opportunity in business, you got to still keep knocking doors until the ink is dry and the product is delivered.
Absolutely, because this is the most different world of all worlds of recruiting that they've ever been in.
Man,
and with the one-time transfer.
I wonder, Jim. I wonder now, man. How and we still don't know, but how now are you handling these communications, these conversations with parents? Are people being authentic? Are you still talking to a coach to say, hey, if it doesn't work out at this school on you getting what you want, hey, we'll keep a slot for you. Like it's just, to me, it's mind-boggling to know still that a player can put his name or her name in the portal without a coach's notice. Like you could just do it and don't have to commit. I don't get it. Not saying it's right or wrong, and I'm not talking down against it, but I just wonder now the commitment level and relationships that'll be able to build if things don't go the way a player plans, or, you didn't have the season you wanted to, you were promised this or that, or you weren't promised. Man, I don't know.
I think we're already seeing that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, players wanted more power. Okay, they got it. But when you get more power, it's going to go the other way too. It can't be a one-way street.
It's more responsibility. I mean, we learned that from Spider-Man, right? I mean, it is what it is. And all, another thing to think about too, transferring, okay, you're averaging so many points at one program, that's not going to just transfer over. Right? So then expectations happen. Right? Hey, you were averaging, and I'm not talking about anybody in particular. You're averaging 16, 17, 18, and now things aren't working out. Well, you got to work into that. I mean, there was a reason why you were doing that at that one program you were at. You were there for a couple of years, whatever it might have been. You have a whole nother adjustment you got to get used to. Especially when you're talking about a whole new system. We have a whole new system at IU. We have a lot of newness. So I'm leaving all doors open to everybody to gel holistically, because that's what's going to have to happen as soon as possible.
Tim says Coach Woodson has 5 2022 recruits scheduled for June, and Jalen Hood Schifino will be, I hope I'm reading and pronouncing it correct, I don't have my glasses on, will be on a Zoom call. Schifino
Yeah, I would say Shifino or Shifino, yeah.
Will be on a Zoom call. So, yeah, there you go. But, hey, why would you think he's not going to need that many players next year? I mean, again, with the transfer portal, there's no way that somebody's not going to be happy. There's no way that at least Trace Jackson Davis probably going to leave. But, again, is that not contingent on whether he develops? He's got to develop an outside game. Just going through another season is not going to get Trace Jackson Davis into the NBA any higher draft pick. He has to develop that game that we've talked about that he doesn't have.
Well, which again, for me, I mean, if you go off of where Coach Mike Woodson just left the Knicks, and you go off of a player who came into the league more as an attacker, not necessarily a slash. He's always been a man-child to me, Julius Randle. And he's developed his outside game, right, to where he became a perennial all-star. He's now forced to be reckoned with in the NBA for the Knicks. He's helped the Knicks make the playoffs. Coach Woodson's seen the blueprint. And I mean, I'm not saying they, to me, have similar builds. You know, you go Trace to Julius, they have similar builds. And they both are left-handed. I mean, so you got a lot of similarities. And to me, player development mind, Charlie, I'm like, you got blueprint. It's called stare who you want to become. Watch film on this guy. Look at how he's expanded his game. Now, can you do this within a short off season with all these moving pieces? I don't know. But you got to believe they're working hard on expanding his game. And then coach probably giving him the blueprint. You got to knock down this 10-foot jump shot, not just going to the basket. Do what you do best, but to open things up, you know, you want to take more of that shot. Also for Race Thompson too, man. I want to see him do it more. I want to see him I want to see him shoot the ball more. Like
he has to. He has to.
I want to see that. I call it possessions. It's not just, you know, as a player, just getting my mindset. It's not just getting shots. It's possessions, and that's what you need. You need possessions. I want to see Race have more possessions. As skilled as he is, not saying that he didn't have those opportunities, but I want to see him do that to where they can expand his game as well.